The Lakers hired who? The Lakers hired somebody that has no head coaching experience. Yeah, well, the Lakers starting off as 3-0. Now listen, not all 3-0 is equal in comparison to other teams, but right now this Lakers team does look a little bit different. You know, the biggest headliner last year was obviously letting go of Darvin Ham after they flamed out in the playoffs. And all year they showed signs that they weren't going to be a team that can make a deep run. Yeah, there's only so much you can really hang on with LeBron James being the oldest player in the league. And especially with Anthony Davis, that's not consistent. Now, is that Darvin Ham's fault? Doesn't really matter. You know, as you know, a lot of the coaches and a lot of the players were even speaking on it. And they were pretty much saying that, you know, you can see it in the body language. You can see it in the body language. They weren't saying too much, but the body language showed a lot more than they said. So with Darvin Ham being out of the door, they hired JJ Redick, and obviously everybody ridiculed them. And I mean, rightfully so. JJ Redick has no type of coaching experience, and now he's going to come in and coach LeBron James and be a coach for these Los Angeles Lakers, a prestigious, you know, franchise that once upon a time was winning a lot of championships, and now we're hiring guys that had YouTube channels, and we're talking to LeBron James on a weekly basis. And now here we are. The Lakers are 3-0, and they look a lot more energized. Of course, it's the beginning of the season, you know, so there's not really too much of a sample size we have, but we have to look at it right now. I mean, it looks like they're moving the ball a lot more than they have, you know, passing the ball around and getting a good ball movement. You see a lot of give and goes, and under that Darvin Ham offense, it just felt like when you got into the half court, you didn't really see too much go on. You didn't see too much action. Last year, they were able to hang their hats a little bit on their defense and, you know, going down on the fast break. And this year, it looks like they're keeping that same energy and also getting a lot of good looks once they reach the half court. LeBron James is going to be LeBron James. He had a crazy game against the Kings, but he's also been consistent starting off the season. 32 points. You're not going to see that from him every single game, but it's crazy that he's still doing that. But the biggest thing and the biggest, you know, opportunity for these Lakers is going to be for Anthony Davis to continue to have monster games. I mean, these are 3 games in a row that he put up over 30 points, and the problem is not the ability. The problem is the consistency. Hopefully Anthony Davis can continue to do that, but when you look at what he's getting, I mean, he's making the open threes right now, but there's also a lot of down low plays that he's getting, and that's what you want to see in this Lakers offense, and it's always going to be contingent on the other guys. Right now for LeBron and the Lakers, man, they got shooters making their shots. Austin Reeves had a crazy game a couple games ago. As you know, they still have Dalton Connect, and they also still have, you know, D'Angelo Russell. That needs to be that little spark. He needs to be, it's not the big 3, but he needs to be that third guy that's leading the scorers. And we look at it, man, it was pretty even. Looking at the game from yesterday against the Kings, man, they had Rui Hachimura with 18, Austin Reeves with 16, D'Angelo Russell with 16, and Dalton coming off the bench with 10. That's the type of production you need out of these players. I mean, once again, it's not going to be a LeBron show every game in and game out. We'll see what it is towards the end of the season. But right now, they're playing with a lot of energy. And that's what you didn't see last year under a guy like Darvin Ham. For the Kings, I'm going to be honest, man. I mean, you can't have a defensive performance like this. And when you get a guy like DeMar DeRozan, you know he's not going to play too much defense. Especially considering when you think about where the Kings have been these past couple years. Just go back a couple years ago when they're in the Western Conference Finals. I mean, they could have got it done against a team like the Warriors, and they relied on three-point shooting and defense. They kind of, you know, exploited that a bit, got rid of it, and was looking to add a guy in DeMar DeRozan. And so far, now they're 0-2. Gave up a lot of points to the Lakers, 131 points, and like I said, it's an early season. They can definitely turn things around. But overall, man, you definitely want to see a lot more out of them. De'Aaron Fox is always going to be their guy that has to get going. He played 41 minutes in this game. But overall, they need a lot more things to go their way. And they definitely should be matching up a lot better with this Lakers team. There's a lot more NBA basketball to play. And we got a lot of games lining up for this Sunday. But we'll see what overall happens. But, hey, shout out to the Lakers. Shout out to JJ Redick. They might keep things going. If you're new to the channel, man, make sure you subscribe down below. We're covering NBA content. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.